So, what is sound? Now, when most people think of sound, they tend to think they're using your ears to hear something. And you wouldn't be wrong if that's what you thought, because you would be correct. That is what your ears are doing. They're hearing the sounds that are being made from things all around you. You know, street cars, people talking, people walking, people eating, people laughing, people crying, all kinds of stuff. And that is what makes sound. I'm referring to sound in the sense of, hey, that's a nice beat. I like that. It has a nice sound to it. So according to Google, sound is a noun and a verb. Pretty interesting. So as far as the noun is concerned, vibrations that travel through the air or another medium and can be heard when they reach a person or animal's ear. That is the definition of what sound is as far as a noun is concerned. So when we're listening to music particularly, we all get into a mode. We get into how we feel when we hear this particular song, you know, or a particular whatever the case. You have your favorite singer, you have your favorite rapper, you have your favorite musicianist or instrumentalist, and you listen to what they give you and you get into a mode, you get into a thing. And that thing that you're getting into is been created by the song, music, or whatever have you. And that sound has put you in a place. It put you in a kind of feel when you heard it. And this is what sound is doing. This is what music is doing. And this is why most people love music, because in some way it translates to their inner being in some way, form, or fashion. You could talk about something political. You could talk about love. You could talk about having a party and having a good time. And these songs all do something to your spirit. Now, not to get all deep and, well, I'm trying to get deep, but not trying to get all spiritual and whatnot. However, it does something to you when you hear music, no matter what it is. I'm gonna give you a good example. I did not like Willow Smith at one point, but I was really not into her musically because I really wasn't into her personally. Now, I don't know this girl for nothing at all. Listening to her as of recent, I found she is really interesting as a musician or an artist. She has an interesting sound, and that sound that she creates a vibe, and that vibe that she creates has an enormous amount of God knows whatever. So she actually has been able to resonate with me based on me sitting down and studying the sound that she has created. Nothing new, nothing special, but within it there is something that actually vibes with me and her audience. Her audience may vibe into it differently, but I caught a different vibe from the sound that I heard. She's no different from Janae Aiko. I'm not sure if I'm Aiko. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. This young lady has been known to actually record in different frequencies, and different frequencies create different vibes. So sound is equivalent to vibes. Wasn't it Google that just said that the noun of the word sound starts with vibrations? So I'm not trying to be a spiritual guru here, but I think you guys get where I'm going.
Vibe is like kind of the biggest reason people sometimes listen to music.
Vibes, sounds, all kind of relate with one another. There is a correlation between what sound is being produced and what vibrations it's creating and what it reaches your ear, what it does to you when you hear it. I'm going to leave it with this. One of my favorite producers is Dr. Dre. Now, a lot of people say, okay, you know, he's the greatest. Some people give him the accolades. Some people give his engineers the accolades. It doesn't really matter to me. I just know that I hear a Dre song, a Dr. Dre song. It is different and stands out from producers previous. If you ever play a track from Dr. Dre, pick something before it, play Dr. Dre in the middle, and pick something else after it. That is not Dr. Dre. And his stuff will stand out because he creates an interesting sound that no matter how old or how many years from now you would hear Dr. Dre's song, it will stick out because there's something that he did that he tapped into. And he probably just said, hey, I want my kicks and my snares to just bump and snap louder than everybody else's. But he created a vibe when he did that. And that's what made him stand out even more. And if it's not him and it's his engineer, kudos to his engineer. Either way, they understood the assignment, and the assignment was we're going to create a whole vibe off of this. And by golly gee willikers, he definitely did create that sound. Sound is vibes. Vibes are sounds. It's all the same thing at the end of the day. And I think that's what I hope to impart on you when you create your next track. Think of the vibe and the movement that you could actually create from this next piece of music that you're making. It's not just chords and melodies that sound pleasant. It's what am I doing? Who am I trying to reach? What message am I trying to give? Not just in words, but what kind of message am I trying to give in the instrumental? And that is when the magic begins, after the vibe has been created through the music. Let's hope that the words, correlate with it as well. Anyway, I think that's it. Let's look at my t-shirt. Isn't that funny? Isn't that great? Okay, I'm done.